In today's video, 1+1 condos. That's right, I'm going to discuss 1+1 condos within the Toronto condo market and go through prices from across the city of Toronto, all the way from downtown Toronto to North York and so much more. Hello everyone, this is Sam from Sabiri 6 Real Estate and Remax Realtor Realty Inc. As always, back with another video for you guys here today. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Sam, a Toronto real estate agent working with buyers and sellers from across the GTA. And on this channel, we like to discuss all things Toronto real estate market stats, market trends, news items, buyer advice, seller advice, building reviews, area analysis, and so much more. So if you find this content informative, feel free to subscribe and give this video a like. And furthermore, you can actually find my contact information on the screen and in the description box. Feel free to get in touch with any questions you guys may have. 1+1 condos, as I always like to say on this channel, are one of the most popular condominium types. Usually a lot of investors are attracted to 1+1s. In a sense, it creates the perfect middle ground between where investors converge with end users. So even in a slow market, 1+1 condos are very much so in demand and one of the more popular condo units. And right now, obviously, we're operating in a little bit of a resurgent market. The market is up slightly from end of 2022 in January of 2023. For more context as to what's happening, why buyer activity is up, and how everything is shaking out compared to peak market of 2022, go watch my most recent video where I talk about all those facts. Nonetheless though, I thought why not take a look at average and median sold prices of 1+1 condos across the city of Toronto, and of course picking out particular areas. And why not start with the city of Toronto overall? Because when we take a look at the city of Toronto overall within the Toronto condo market in January of 2023, we see an average sold price of $638,000 for 1+1 condo in the city of Toronto, with a median sold price of $615,000. So this accounts for the city of Toronto, right? And if you do not know what the technical boundaries of the city of Toronto is, you can always check the link in the Trep Maps, or you can Google it as well. This was across 129 sales. So overall, with regards to 1+1 condos in the city of Toronto, we have only seen 129 sales. And what does this really mean? Our average sold price is up? Well, with regards to average sold prices, yes. With regards to median, not so much, because with regards to average sold prices in December 2022, we were looking at an average sold price of $636,000 for a 1+1 condo, yet the median was far higher. The median in December was $630,000. Right now we're looking at $615,000. Furthermore, there were more sales occurring. The sales were around 157. Right now we're looking at 129 across the city of Toronto. But let's take a look at just Toronto Central, right? So no longer Toronto wide, Toronto at large, Toronto Central. Toronto Central, give or take, you can think of it as the western boundary along Dufferin, the eastern boundary along Bayview. So anything east of Bayview is considered Toronto East. Once again, this is not an exact science, but give or take, a rough measure is anything give or take east of Bayview is considered Toronto East. Anything west of Dufferin is considered Toronto West. So really looking at the most central parts of the Toronto condo market, within 2023, we see the average sold price of a 1+1 come in at $671,000 with a median sold price of $650,000. Now, one thing I'll add is, of course, these sold prices are happening across other criterias, right? So we're not really confining it by age. So we're taking account of buildings that are 15 years old, also taking into account buildings that are brand new, just occupied, a year old. Of course, once we confine our search to the central parts of Toronto, we see that the prices in terms of values are higher than really taking into account of Toronto overall. This was according to 77 sales. When we take a look at Toronto West, here according to 32 sales, average prices came in at $595,000 with a median sold price of $584,000 for a 1+1. So far lower than, of course, Toronto Central, but even lower than Toronto West for 1+1 condos. We're taking a look at Toronto East, because with regards to Toronto East, here for 1+1 condos within the Toronto condo market in 2023, we see an average sold price of $576,000 with a median sold price of $520,000. By far, in any of these areas that we're going to take a look at, Toronto East yields the lowest sold prices, both with regards to median sold prices and average sold prices. Toronto East only yielded 20 sales, and another thing to keep into account is that Toronto East is home to some of the oldest 1+1 condo options that you'll find within the city of Toronto. Obviously, I'm not saying all the old options are there. Definitely, there are some older options that are going to drop the average and median sold prices. Now, funny enough, let's go from the cheapest area for 1+1 condos within Toronto to the most expensive and most in demand area for 1+1 condos. Let's just take a look at downtown Toronto. Here, downtown Toronto, we're considering a C1 and C8. As always, if you do not know what those codes stand for, a link to the TREP maps is in the description box. Just open up the link, you can toggle the municipalities tab in the right corner, and you can see what all these letters really correlate to and correspond to with regards to the exact areas. But taking a look at downtown Toronto, we see by far the highest prices here in terms of 1+1 condos. And really, if we were to do this for any bedroom, this would obviously be the case with any exercise regarding Toronto condos. According to 50 Sales, we see an average sold price of $699,000 and a median sale of $669,000. This is according to 50 Sales. So how does this stack up month over month compared to December, the end of 2022? The same thing we did with the city of Toronto at large. Well, when we take a look at how these condo prices stack up against December of 2022, we simply see that Toronto condo prices are up within the downtown Toronto condo market, because in December the average sold price was $687,000 with a median sold price of $650,000. So interestingly enough, one of the only areas to see a month over month uptick, a considerable month over month uptick, is the downtown Toronto condo market. Now, why is this happening? And of course, this is just about 1+1s, but what I'm about to say will apply across most condos and most really properties, even freehold properties, under the, I would say, $1.1 million price point, which is right now, as I mentioned in my most recent video, go watch that, buyer activity is up. That's not to say prices are significantly up. This is not a bullish sentiment, nor is it a bearish sentiment. It's simply to say that month over month, the Toronto condo market, the Toronto real estate market in 2023 has seen a resurgence, but year over year, and compared to most of 2022, to this day, the market is still down. So there's a lot of activity happening due to certain factors to properties priced lower than 1.1. So properties that are higher than the 1.1 million price point, the more affordable properties are seeing more activity and more demand. And this is particularly the case with in-demand areas, such as the case with downtown Toronto. Now, this is not to say that the market is gonna skyrocket and you need to get in now because prices will only keep going up. This is simply to say that you have to maneuver the market correctly and efficiently, meaning you have the right to practice patience, because I don't believe prices will skyrocket. You can maneuver the market with a lot of patience, but as soon as you find something that you like, then you would have to move fast. And moving fast here does not mean overpaying for a property or getting yourself involved in a bidding war. Moving fast here simply means is doing your due diligence to see how much that property is worth in fair market value, how much the seller wants, and how much your agent can negotiate a proper deal for you. Because simply competition is higher today than it was last month. Now, will this continue going forward? It's very hard to tell, but I do believe part of why this is happening with regards to 1+1s in this case, but really most properties below 1.1, is the fact that supply and inventory is very low. But let's quickly end the video with looking at North York and Midtown. With regards to the North York condo market, we see an average sold price for 1+1 condos of $617,000 with a median sold price of $625,000. This is according to 18 Sales. And with regards to Midtown Toronto, so the St. Clair, the Yonge and Eglinton area, thus far in the Toronto real estate market in 2023, we have seen an average sold price of $635,000 with a median sold price of $632,000. But do take this with a grain of salt. It's only going according to 7 Sales. That's not a large enough sample size to really say anything. Anyways, let me know if you have any further questions about anything discussed in this video or any previous videos. Feel free to also get in touch with me with your questions via my contact information in the description box. As always, thank you very much for watching. Stay safe and stay tuned.